meant to be to ponder over. أفلا يتدبرون القرآن وكتاب أنزلناه إليك ليدبروا آياته. It was revealed to him so that he would ponder and reflect over the verses of the Quran. Don't let us leave you behind and memorize it. Wallahi, the Quran is some number of verses that Allah has protected or preserved in the hearts of people He has given knowledge. بل هو آيات بينات في صدور الذين أوتوا العلم. And those people Allah has chosen you to give you knowledge. Just imagine the rank or the position He's going to give you. وَالَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْعِلْمَ درجات. People of knowledge are people who have higher degree in the Jannah. They have a higher degree or higher ceiling in terms of reward from Allah. So Allah, don't let us leave you behind. Sometimes we are too much focused on these worldly things we are pursuing. You find yourself spending 4 years seeking a degree in business, in engineering, looking for theories from people, sayings or things that are said by other people, Aristotle, Einstein, Isaac Newton. You are following all those things. Someone is over 50 years, he wants to do a PhD, and he doesn't even know the Quran. Yet too much focus, no respect for the Quran at all on these worldly things, while we leave the Quran behind. But the Quran, know that is the best of speech, is the best of talk you will ever hear. Huh? إن أصدق الحديث كلام الله وكتاب الله. The most truthful, it was the same. وبالحق أنزلناه وبالحق نزل. Allah sent it with truth and it came in truth. So it's the best of speech. الله نزل أحسن الحديث كتابا متشابها. He said he revealed his book, the best of speech in a book. كتابا متشابها, in a book that is so consistent, مثاني, and it is repeated in lessons that it gives. تقشعر منه جلود الذين يخشون ربهم. When it's recited, the people that fear Allah, they find their skin shivering because of the verses of the Quran. منه جلود الذين يخشون ربهم ثم تلين جلودهم وقلوبهم إلى ذكر الله. And then their skin starts to relax and smoothing with their hearts because of what? The remembrance of Allah. And that is the people who believe. الذين إذا ذكر الله وجلت قلوبهم. When you mention Allah to them, their hearts start to tremble. وجلت قلوبهم وإذا تليت عليهم آياته زادتهم إيمانا. And then if you recite the verses of the Quran, the verses of Allah to them, they increase in belief. So if the Quran is recited and you don't increase in belief, Allah, check your iman. For indeed, it is even the munafiqun that when you recite the Quran to them, what do they say? وَإِذَا مَا أُنزِلَتْ سُورَةٌ فَمِنْهُمْ مَنْ يَقُولُ. They say, أَيُّكُمْ زَادَتْهُمْ إِيمَانًا. Who among you have increased in belief? None. And that is the sign of the munafiqun. When you recite Quran, it does not touch them. But as a believer, wallahi, if you recite the Quran or it's being recited to you, you should feel a connection to it. For indeed, there is no mistakes in the book of Allah. When a scientist or someone writes a theory about something, it is being reviewed almost every year. When they write books, they make a new edition. The next year, they make another new edition, another new edition. But the Quran has been the same since the Prophet time. Even your grandparents have been the same, and today is the same, and it fits our life perfectly. No mistake. الذي خلق سبع سماوات طباقا ما ترى في خلق الرحمن من تفاوت فارجع البصر هل ترى من فطور ثم ارجع البصر كرتين ينقلب إليك البصر. If you want to find faults in Allah's message, wallahi, you are lying. You will look and just rest your eyes, you will not find one. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين من كل ذنب فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. So Ibadullah, Wallahi, let us know that we have no other speech that is better than that of Allah. So why not take it? Huh? Why not accept the message of Allah and read it and ponder over it regularly? There are a lot of things, or a lot of the Quran itself is a mu'jiza from Allah, right? It is a mu'jiza on its own. Part of the mu'jizas given to Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Hmm? When Rasul was interacting with the mushrikun, then the disbelievers at that time used to support the Persians, the people of Iran at that time. They used to worship fire. And then they had a kind of conflict with the Romans. So they were supporting the Romans, and the Muslims were supporting the Persians, the people of Iran, and the Muslims were supporting the Romans because the Romans had similarity with Islam because they are Ahlul Kitab. They are, even though they have some belief that does not align with us, but they still believe that Allah is there, just that they used to do shirk and add. So the Muslims were supporting the Romans. And then Allah had to reveal to them that when غلبت الروم في أدنى الأرض وهم من بعد غلبهم سيغلبون. That was one of the greatest miracles in the Quran. The Persians had defeated the Romans initially. Then the Quran had to say, في أدنى الأرض وهم من بعدهم يغلبون, that in في بضع سنين, that in a short time to come, the Romans are going to defeat the Persians when they are in their lowest state, when they are even weak, they are going to defeat the Persians. So when the people of Quraysh heard this, they ran to Abu Bakr and told Abu Bakr, have you seen what Muhammad is saying now, that with how strong the Persians are, Romans are going to defeat them? And Abu Bakr said, yes, it is true. So they had a bet with Abu Bakr that if indeed the Romans defeat the Persians, they are going to give him 100 camels. So Abu Bakr came to the Prophet and told him about it. And the Prophet said he should increase. Fi bid means from 7 to 10 years. So he should increase the years from 5 to 7 or 7 to 10. Then he went back to them and they agreed. At that time, know that betting was not haram, was not made haram in Islam. So the ruling for bets being haram in Islam came later on. So at that time, they had that bet. So he went back to them and they agreed that they will give him um, 100 camel if the Romans win. So at the end, in the 7th year, or some people say in the 6th year, the Romans had defeated the Persians. And then when he went back to get the camel, the person who made the bet had actually died. So their children had to give the camel back to um, Abu Bakr, and Abu Bakr donated those camels um, for jihad and also to help Islam. That is among one of the mu'jizas in the Quran. Even one another big mu'jiza is what? When Allah said, فَالْيَوْمَ نُنَجِّيكَ بِبَدَنِكَ لِتَكُونَ لِمَنْ خَلْفَكَ آيَةً, that today we are going to preserve your body, huh, for people who are going to come later on, as signs for those who will come later on. That is Fir'aun. When he saw that and he wanted to run away. وَجَاوَزْنَا بِبَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ, and he followed them. وَأَتْبَعَهُمْ فِرْعَوْنُ وَجُنُودُهُ. And when he saw that, he wanted to believe, and Allah told him no. So you see, the body of Fir'aun was not found even at the time of the Prophet. It was found later on in the 19th century. But Allah had made that promise already that He's going to preserve the body of Fir'aun. It was later on when they found it and they did carbon dating and dated it back to that is Fir'aun's body. So Wallahi, let us take this opportunity to read the verses of Allah, to reflect upon them. Don't let us leave you behind. Even if you can't read, Wallahi, listen. Huh? If you listen, you might gain what? لعلكم ترحمون. فإذا قرئ القرآن فاستمعوا له وأنصتوا لعلكم ترحمون. If you can't read, listen to the Quran. Wallahi, there are people who have listened to the Quran and they appear as they've memorized the whole Quran. There is some magic in listening to the Quran. You appear like you've memorized, like you see the person and the person will be reciting to you like he's memorized it, but the person has never even looked in the Quran to see the kind of verse he's even reciting. But continuous listening can make you help you and ease memorization of the Quran for you. And wallahi, when we are reciting the Quran, let's make sure we do not hasten in reciting the Quran. لا تحرك به لسانك لتعجل به إن علينا جمعه وقرآنه فإذا قرأناه فاتبع قرآنه ثم إن علينا بيانه. That is when you are going to understand. You are going to get the explanation, the bayan from the Quran. So do not listen in reading the Quran. ورتل القرآن ترتيلا. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وآل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وآل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. أكمل الصلاة.